And happy life. Whoa! Actually, welcome to New York's Divine Channel. You can have it all. This is our TV show that goes out into 195 nations around the world. And our topic today is to pinpoint our divine calling. So, once and for all, truly pinpointing our divine calling. And as I meditated on this topic, because when you step into your soul purpose, you will set yourself free. And as I meditated on it, I received huge downloads right now for this time and day, for what's going on in the world, for the different upgrades and ascension symptoms that Mother Earth is having, the chakra cleansings and upgrades that Mother Earth is having that are causing us to upgrade. And I received the information that is most important for all of us right now in this day and age, as far as the revolutionary times of really bringing in a world of non-judgment and compassion, which some of you might be laughing as you look around the world, and we do not see a lot of that. We're not seeing a lot of unconditional love or compassion or non-judgment, radical acceptance, the things that we talk about very affectionately inside of our Academy of Divine Rich CEO. And I'm here today to talk about it throughout the world to all the women who tune in or watch the Win-Win Women Network on the Faith and Inspiration channel. And the biggest thing I want to say about really pinpointing our divine calling and stepping into our soul purpose to set ourselves free and be able to do what we came here to do. And think about that for a minute. We have a soul contract. We signed up for certain things to do when we come here. And then when we're born and we're growing, some of us are very well aware throughout our lifetime what our divine calling is, what our soul purpose is. And some of us are not. And we feel clueless throughout a large part of our journey until it becomes so uncomfortable that we know that the only next right step in our life is to really find out why the heck we even came here in the first place and what we're supposed to be doing. So if you are in that category today, if you are saying, okay, I just want to make sure that I have pinpointed my soul purpose. I just want to make sure that I set myself free and do what I came here to do, because while I'm here, especially since it's not so easy to be here all the time, I want to at least make sure I did what I came here to do. And so I want to talk to you, the people in the room, as we see more and more people are joining right now, the people that are in the room that came here knowing that you want to talk about your divine calling, pinpointing what it is, and then stepping into it and knowing that it's going to free you and really allow you to do what you were meant to do. I want to share this message with you. You probably already know what it is. And that is not the issue here. It's not necessarily why you showed up today to listen live, or why you're tuning in later on to watch the recorded episode of the show. Either way, whether you're live or watching the recording, you already know what it is, most likely. The thing that you're looking for is either validation and confirmation that you are on the right track, or you need assistance being able to step into it, being able to raise up your level of confidence, raise up your ability to really fully step into it and believe in yourself, or to be able to clear out the fear of success, the fear of failure. All of these things I have gone through on my journey, and each time it's time to go to the next level of accomplishment in our divine calling or soul purpose or soul mission, whatever you want to call it. Each time it's time to go to the next level, there's a whole new level of clearing the fear of success, fear of failure, stepping into your confidence, and validating and confirming that you're on the right track. So it is the process and the journey of being on your divine calling. So I want to let you know that up front. I think a lot of people feel like, well, if I knew exactly what my soul purpose was, I would be perfectly comfortable and I would be fine. Yes, and that too. However, it's in the learning how to be comfortable while being uncomfortable, because your soul purpose or divine calling is going to not only make you uncomfortable at times until you learn how to be comfortable inside of the uncomfortable, it's also going to make other people uncomfortable, because we are here for change, to transform the world, to upgrade it, to help it to heal and go to the next level, to help humanity heal and go to the next level. We are change makers. So the idea that you're going to know what your soul mission and soul purpose is and you're going to be super cozy, comfortable is wrong. So get rid of that idea. Get rid of the idea that once I know my soul purpose, I'll be perfectly happy and comfortable. That is not going to happen for long. You will be comfortable for a while once you get into the groove, start following it, and then all of a sudden you find yourself uncomfortable again because you're being called to the next level of your soul purpose or divine calling. So there's multiple levels along the journey. And sometimes the upgrading or the calling to go to the next level does not happen when you want it to. It does not always agree with your personal timetable of what you would like it to be comfortable for you. Because as a person who is on your enlightenment path, you are working to really understand your soul purpose, your soul contract, and really step into your soul mission and do what you came here to do. You are here to be able to help the world heal, upgrade in your own unique and special way. See, the people that aren't even asking this question are not awakened yet. They're still consciously or unconscious, basically. They're still not awakened or wanting to be awakened. Now, it does not work very well to stay in that place of being in a coma, so to speak, or not wanting to be awakened. It does start by having to take full responsibility and accountability for everything that's going on in our life. And that alone is a challenge until we mature and become emotionally intelligent or mature enough to accept that everything that's going on in our life, we called it into our existence by our nature of our soul's Akashic records, meaning the biography of everything we've ever gone through in our life and all of our lifetimes, and then what the next soul lesson is for us now, whatever that may be. And so on that journey of learning the next lesson for us to awaken and go to the next level, and then be able to feel confident in that place, remember that your level of confidence is only going to be there while you're comfortable if your confidence requires you to be comfortable. See, a lot of us have this crazy definition, and I had it for so many years myself until I realized that it was not the definition of confidence, is that we have to be comfortable in our skin and comfortable with what we're doing and feel fully suited and competent and ready to do it. Well, see, that's just not how divine works. The definition of divine calling means that divine is calling you to do or be something in order to work in God's kingdom and make it a better place and do your part of contribution. Because we are here, our soul purpose or our divine calling is our contribution back to the world while we're here receiving and growing and going to the next level. So it's really about what you have been called to contribute while you're here in exchange for what you receive, so that we're not just takers, but we're also givers. And some of us that are tuning into this show are better at giving than taking. So we've got that covered. The majority of our soul sister tribe that follows my show, New York's Divine Channel, You Can Have It All, which is the show you are tuning into right now. The majority of people who are tuning in are our soul sisters, that we have a lot in common, which I love you guys all so much. Thank you for showing up today to our live audience and participating in a really big and loving way to support each other, because this is a community that we have created of women who are growing and going to the next level and really wanting to be consciously aware of what you came here for. So today's show, by definition, to pinpoint your divine calling, is that you came here to make sure that you're doing what you were called to do by divine. Well, let me give you some symptoms or characteristics of how you can know that you are on your divine calling. And by the way, once you know that you're on it, then you want to understand how the journey works and how the pathway works. Because unless we understand it, we feel confused. Sometimes we feel lost and stuck. Sometimes we feel like, oh my God, I'm off track. What am I even doing here? At least if I was doing what God called me to do while I was here, it would make it feel better, all of the challenges that I'm going through, because all of us are going through so many challenges. Humanity is going through so much right now. Our planet Earth, Mother Earth, is going through so much. And we are all upgrading super fast. Some people are becoming extremely psychic overnight right now, because it's the upgrades of the vibration and the frequency coming in on our planet and in our universe and galaxies that we are in, right? It's needed, it's required, and you can't run away from it anymore. Some people are running away. You have to tell your family and friends you can't run away, and that it's not sacrilegious to step into your divine calling. It's not sacrilegious to listen to God talk to you and then talk back to God. That's actually a very beautiful communion and a very intimate relationship with God. And I know that a lot of you who are growing so fast, like anyone who's really intentionally wanting to be on track with their spiritual journey, I know you've been getting questions from people. I even recently heard somebody say that their children asked, do you still love Jesus? Because they're learning how to work with their psychic medium gifts and abilities. Now, remember, your psychic medium gifts and abilities came from God. And it is a communion with God and an intimate relationship to talk to God daily and ask for guidance, advice, and really look for the information that you can help others with in their life as well, or to be better at your career, the job that you're doing, or the task forces that you're on. You may be running a nonprofit organization, whatever it is that you're doing in the world. Connecting and asking for guidance with divine, who is able to see the overarching big picture, the whole big picture of humanity and of the globe, Mother Earth right now, and everything that is, right? So here's the big message today about pinpointing your divine calling. And many of you just recently tuned in. You already know what it is, most likely. And what you're expecting is that you need validation or confirmation that you are on the right track. And number three, you aren't going to be able to just step into it in 2.5 seconds. Normally it's a journey, and you're continuing to aim toward the next place you're supposed to be going while doing great stuff in the place or moment you are in at this moment. And it is the thing that you are scared of, you're afraid, you have fear of success or fear of failure, or both. I know that sometimes when I'm being asked to go to the next level of service, okay, because this is about living a life of service. And those of you who tune into to my show, New York's Divine Channel, you can have it all. Your soul sisters in our tribe who have chosen to have a life of service of some sort, where you want to make a difference in the world. You want to do something wonderful for each person that comes into your path, whatever it is meant to be. And it might be very small, just a kind word. And it also might be that they're coming into a program that you offer. You may be a school teacher, you may be a doctor, you might be a executive assistant, you may be a public speaker, a motivational speaker. You could be anything. You may be a mother, a wife, whatever you are. Inside of that space, you are to shine God's light. Your divine calling is to shine God's light and spread God's unconditional love around the world in your own unique way. Your own unique way, meaning that you're doing what you know that you are supposed to do and that you love the idea of doing. Now, that doesn't mean you might not be scared to death. Okay, so here's what you should be looking for. Number one, being on your divine calling means that you're likely to be uncomfortable. And it is going to make you stretch. Okay, so that's number two. It's going to cause you to have to stretch out of your comfort zone. So that's why a lot of people keep asking, well, I don't know if I know my purpose. Yes, you do. You're avoiding it. You're either don't think you're good enough for it. You don't think you're worthy. You don't think you're the right person for the job, and that there's many other people that could do this job for you or instead of you because they would be better at it in your mind. Well, you know what? An open heart to live a life of service is going to be a lot better than someone who's stubborn and doesn't really want to love on other people and really help them, and would rather be more of a narcissist, more focused on their own self than helping others. Now, granted, we do have to focus on ourselves too and have self-love, self-care, and give ourselves what we need to feel supported in the world. And then at the same time, because we're coming from a full cup, we can then give to others. Because if we have an empty cup, we won't have any energy. We'll be drained. We'll be half alive. We will not be inspiring or motivating. And nobody will look at us as a role model and say, oh, I just want to be like her. Let me follow her guidance and let me take her advice. Even if the advice says, hey, you need to talk to divine every day. They're not going to take your advice because they're going to go, if you're talking to divine every day and you look like shit and you have no energy and you're drained and complaining and you're negative and your light is out and you look dark and gray and sick, they're going to go, there's got to be somewhere else I got to go, because that isn't healthy. And they're going to look for the person who's healthy, who's happy, and who is feeling excited about life and has a very bright light. So the brighter you can get your light. And of course, along our journey, we have times where we get beat up. We are in the battle of life. Life is a battle, and it is important to get comfortable inside of the discomfort. And growth and learning happens while we're uncomfortable. It doesn't happen when we're comfortable. So when we're comfortable, that's because we're kind of on vacation, reaping the benefits of all the hard work and smart work that we have done. And we get to coast a little bit. And I know some of you are going, when does that happen? Because you haven't experienced that yet. And just keep working toward it, because it will happen. And that's kind of like the bonus or the reward time. And then you never want it to end. You kind of want it to just keep going on, like, okay, good, I've hit the plateau where I'm just comfortable and enjoying. And then suddenly divine calls you to the next step or the next level of what is going to be needed to be done in order for you to accomplish your soul mission and do what you came here to do. I'll give you an example. I recently just had my next level of divine calling come in, and I have answered the call. And I will tell you that I fought it for a while. And I've always fought every next new level, by the way. So anybody who's tuned in today live, if you're a fighter and you like to argue with divine and then make a big excuse up, or a number of them, about why you're not the right one or why this isn't the right timing, or you're not worthy or good enough, because the results are going to also be very rewarding for you too. In the space of you helping so many others, you'll also be very rewarded. And then you're thinking, well, maybe that other one, it would be way better at this than me. And you argue. Who's my arguers or my fighters? Put your hand up if you can, put the symbol. If you want to come on camera, you can, or if you want to put your hand up, you can, whichever you prefer. But I know I've got a number of you in the room because I am channeling and they're saying there's a number of us. You're right there with me, girl. I see you, Karen. I see you. And it's okay. I just want you to know it is okay. It is part of the journey of success. We fail our way to success on our journey of executing our soul missions, by the way. Okay. And so then we overcome that and we get to a good place where we're doing everything that we know that we have been called to do. We see that we're making an impact in the world. We feel really good. We're like, oh, good, I can just keep doing this for another 10 years or whatnot. And then divine comes in and says, oh, guess what? You're so darn good at all of this. Now we need you to go to the next level. Now I'm going to ask you to do this. And you're like, for the love of God. Okay. So recently, and then when you're done fighting and arguing about it, you can actually see how incredibly wise and what an amazing idea it is. Also, how helpful it is to all the people that you serve, as well as yourself. And you're like, why didn't I think of that? Duh. And I laugh because every level of service that I have been asked to do, I go through that whole exact thing. So now I want to ask you, are you going through that? Are you feeling like you're being asked to go to the next level of service in whatever it is that you're doing? And you're like, oh my God, that means that you are on your soul purpose. You are following your divine calling, because it will continue to up level. Just when you think you're nice and comfy and cozy and want it to stay like this, you will get asked to go to the next place, because we are here at a level of service and we are being molded and prepared for the next thing that's coming. So when you get onto this process of following your divine calling, you're going to be like, oh boy, what are you preparing me for now? Now, mind you, we signed up for these things and we said, okay, God, I will do this. And we come and we incarnate, we're born. We sometimes go through very interesting childhoods. Sometimes they're wonderful, sometimes they're horrible. Some people are kind of in between, but it's preparing us to know what we need to know, be aware, and then prepare our hearts and prepare our souls. And remember, we're not here to just be selfish and just take whatever good we can get. We're also here to give, but we're not just here to give and not receive. So we have to get that in balance. So the other thing is that if you're on your divine purpose, if you're writing notes and you've taken down the note of, well, if I'm uncomfortable, then I'm on track. And then if I get comfortable, and then after a while, I'm called to a new level of service, I'm on track. This is all about taking notes on what the symptoms of, so to speak, or the identifiers are that you are on track following your divine calling. So another one is that you don't think you're the one for the job. So write that one down. And then the next one is you don't think it's the right timing for you. But if you spend time in meditation and in prayer, you can see how it is the right time for the world, for humanity, and for the people who you're servicing or serving, the people who are that divine is bringing into your inner circle and in your open circle of people that you meet on a daily basis. Or, of course, if you have a TV show like myself, or you're a speaker, or you're an author, or an inventor, a creative of some sort, then you know you have a big audience that you don't even really know about, right? So we have people who are watching what we're doing. And, it's not just in that space of being a creative, but, when we are even teaching just a classroom of 30 kids or 6 kids, we have their whole family, because we're affecting their whole family and then their family's members. all the family members, and it's a ripple effect out into all the families. And when they hear that Johnny is doing better in school now and that teacher is really helping him, that story goes through the entire family tree, especially coming up for the holidays, because we have Thanksgiving coming up soon. We have all the different holidays for Christmas and Hanukkah, and I'm going to miss them because I don't want to be in trouble for not mentioning all the holidays. So I'm just going to say all of them, because we are a soul sister tribe and a community of women who are up leveling together that also welcome all faiths. So in that space of welcoming all faiths, we want to honor and respect all the different holidays. Now, keep in mind that this is where people talk about their soul calling too. And I'm going to have you write it down on your list next. You're afraid of what others are going to think. Okay, so put that down. You're afraid of being talked down to or told that that's wrong or stupid or sacrilegious or whatever, where it's negative. And then you wonder, now, God, would you call me to do something like that? Yes, you would be called. You would be then the lighthouse of the family, which sometimes we don't feel like the big, tall, bright light, the lighthouse of the family. Instead, some of those family members make us feel like the black sheep that they should beat up verbally or even sometimes physically. Some people get sexually abused, whatever it is. Sometimes we have to step away from family members in order to accomplish our soul mission. Now, am I telling you to do that? No, 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 no. Because it doesn't mean excommunicate yourself or excommunicate them. What it means is step away from them controlling your thoughts and being codependent on them, where you feel that you have to please them and seek their approval. You may not need to seek their approval. And I have learned this lesson very strongly all of my life. And I'm here to tell you, it hasn't gotten any different, but what did change is me and the knowing that it is not for me to seek everyone else's approval and make sure that they love either what I do for a living or what my soul mission is or the choices that I make in life. Really, my place and yours is that we have to answer to divine. We answer to our creator, to source, to all that is of love and light, right? And that is where you want to seek your approval from, is divine. Do you feel right with God in your communion, in your intimate relationship with God, when you spend time talking and listening? Okay, not just talking to God, but listening. And that's in the space of meditation. Do you feel right? Do you feel that divine and you have a tight relationship? Do you feel tight and divine? If you do, you are on the right track. Okay, so now that's another symptom or a characteristic or an ability for you to notify yourself that you're on track, is how you feel in your relationship with divine. Okay, so these are all really important pointers for you to look at. So when people are tuning into this show of let's pinpoint our divine calling or our soul purpose so that we can set ourselves free and really step into what we came here to do, what you're really coming here for 9 times out of 10 is not that you don't know what you're supposed to be doing. It's that you don't believe it, or you don't think you can do it, or you don't have the confidence to really give yourself permission, or you're afraid of what family members or friends are going to say to you. And it's a place where you just say to the family member and friend, listen, I love you. I care about you deeply and profoundly. If you weren't in my life, I would be devastated. However, I need you to respect my communion with God and what I know that I'm called to do here in this world. Can you do that? That's your homework. That's my call to action for any of you who are dealing with a close-knit relationship. And it could be your children, it could be your spouse, it could be your mother, your father, sister, your brother, whoever it is, could be a coworker. You just have to tell them that You love them, you care about them, and you ask them for the same respect. I would like the courtesy of the same respect that I give to you. I'd like you to give it to me. I am not judging you and telling you what you should be doing and shouldn't be doing. And I ask that you do the same for me. I am deeply and profoundly following my spiritual journey. I take it seriously. I don't take it lightly. And I ask that you can embrace me and love me in the space of me choosing to live a life of service in the way in which God brought me to be. And they will probably look at you like, what? And that's okay. They can even go, you're just a fruitcake. If they want to call you names, that's fine too. You know what? You just say, I am going to love you anyway. And if need be, if they get abusive, I will love you from afar because I'm not going to tolerate this kind of rudeness or disrespect. And thankfully, most of us are not going through that, but sometimes we do. And sometimes it is the kick in the butt that we need. And make no mistake, they are soul family of yours and they are following their soul contract with you. And you might just be the kind of soul that has to be kicked in the ass in order to get in gear, which is the next level that I was called to of service, our new Ass and Gear Club, the Club AIG, which is God's AI, by the way. And if you have not clicked on that link, I am going to share with you. We are starting next week on Tuesday, the 22nd of October. You will see the whole other part of me, the goddess warrior queen, where we are doing our body, mind, and spirit workout training every Tuesday and Friday from 5 a.m. Yes, 5 a.m. till 6 a.m. for 1 hour. And holidays are off. And then once a month on the Saturday that we have our residency program, we're meeting from 8 to 9 p.m. or at 8 to 9 a.m. Sorry. And we're doing our weight loss or release and balancing hypnosis. And we are then able to really talk through the different things that we've been working on this month in order to go to the next level. So the whole crux of the Ass in Gear program is exactly what it's titled, to get our asses in gear and go to the next level. And we need the support and assistance to do that. So that is what the journey entails, is having emotional, mental, and physical, and spiritual, and social support on your journey. That's why so many of us struggle to really stand in our true light and in the true essence of who and what we are and make no apologies, because we do need the support of our soul sister tribe, our community. And Mari Lou is putting the link in there for you so that you can click on it and read all about it. We have a special discount pricing for those of you who are already enrolled in a 6 to 12 month course or program in our academy. Then you get the preferred membership discount pricing for the year. It's a 1-year commitment. It's weight loss, release, and balancing, because some people don't actually need to release any weight or lose. They just need to balance it out. Some people even need to gain weight. So, and some of us just need better habits. So what we're doing is movement with meditation and self-hypnosis and intercessional prayer all combined. And there is a prerequisite course, which is our Goddess Warrior Queen 7-day master camp. I'm running a special today because I have had a few people reach out to me and say that they super want to be a part of it. However, finances are making it a little bit of a challenge for them in order to join. So what I am doing today is, since the Goddess Warrior Queen 7-day master camp is a prerequisite, and it is $297, and you can watch it online. You don't have to attend it live in order to get the training. You will need that training to take our club, to be a member of our club, because the movements that we're going to be doing In there, I teach because I am teaching you guys how to do what I've been doing for years, over a decade now, is the intuitive stretching, the psychic yoga, the ecstatic dancing, and then along with our self-positive affirmations and visualizations, which is our self-hypnosis, and then of course our intercessional praying in order to level up and go to the next level and continue rising higher. So we're rising higher together as soul sisters with movement. So we're doing body, mind, and spirit healing, upgrading, and self-care. So it's a 1 hour self-care kit all in a Tuesday morning and then on a Friday morning. 5 a.m. is probably very early for some of you. It is for me. I didn't even know if I could do the 7-day master camp that I was called to do. And I kicked it right out of the park. People absolutely loved it. They were raving. They wanted more. And Divine kept talking to me about it, about how you're going to be doing this on an ongoing basis. And initially I thought Divine had lost their mind, but at the same time, I was shown how, I mean, I've been a dancer all my life. So I've done yoga all my life. It's like, why can't you show and teach them your intuitive work that you do? And it's a space of non-judgment. You're not going to be told, oh, you didn't do that correctly. So you're not going to be leaving going, oh, I got to get better at this. Everybody left every day of the 7 days feeling super good. And I was able to teach the beginner, the intermediate, and the advanced. So it's for all levels, beginner, intermediate, and advanced. And we just ask that you bring a yoga mat and a bottle of water and a humble attitude and an attitude of gratitude and positivity so that you can be able to really knock it out. We also use our voices. So I did have a lot of people going, oh my God. And makeup is not something I generally wear at 5 a.m. So you will see the totally in the raw Camille. And we had so much fun. So once the 7-day master camp was completed, I completely understood what Divine was talking about. But prior to that, I was like, what? I was almost like WTF. And then it all came together and made sense. So I'm super excited for us. So join us. And the deal is that you get the $297 7-day master camp for free when you enroll in the club. So if you are in a 6 to 12 month course right now, then you get the membership preferred pricing. Since you're already in a club, we discounted it if you're already in a course because we know that you've already paid for a course and we want to give you a lower price point to help you out. So this way you don't have to pay the additional $297. Now, for those of you who, hey, I've already been in the master camp. I did the master camp. I paid my $297. You get to have a $297 discount on your membership for the year. So we will be able to adjust we'll give you a personal custom coupon code. So all you have to do is email me at Camille@CamilleConti.com. and we can get you all set up with your custom coupon code. All right, now we're going into our interactive time where we can talk about this whole topic of pinpointing your soul purpose, your divine calling. So I want to thank you all for showing up today. I look forward to the next time that you tune in to New York's Divine Channel. You can have it all.